Do you know what I love about what I do? I can be disorganized and still get everything done because everything is always where I put it. Everything is almost always where it should be, usually within reach. My habits are very ingrained, and so even when I'm disorganized, everything still gets done. Well, all right, not everything. When I am disorganized, everything doesn't get done. However, the things that really matter do get done, and that's important. There's a few things that didn't get done this weekend. I'm not sure where time went, but I'll let you know that I had an amazing weekend. Dawn and I went to see the movie Chappie. Has anyone here seen it? Has anyone? Hi, Claudia. Dawn and Eileen and Joseph, Catherine, Lynn, Margaret. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Listen, listen. Oh, boy. Feels good to have my voice back. My head is still kind of stuffed up. The bump on my head really hurts. I don't know if you all heard the story of the bump on my head. The movie Chappie, have you heard about it? You guys, Lynn and Joseph, you guys have seen it. I don't know what you guys thought of the movie. It ranks up there with one of the worst movies I've seen. The acting was terrible. The storyline was okay, and there were some moments that were quite cute and really good moments. However, whoa, you know, there were big names in the movie: Sigourney Weaver, Hugh Jackman. Terrible acting. Margaret doesn't hear. No, I don't hear you, Margaret. You're funny. You were, you know, I don't know if you've seen it, Claudia. Like when I saw the preview, when I saw the previews, I just kept looking at Hugh Jackman, thinking I just don't get the hair, but that's okay. I thought, but you know, there's got to be a reason for it. I mean, it kind of suited his character, sort of. It was just ah. And Sigourney Weaver, like she's a good actress. Terrible. Anyway, terrible. I'd wait till it comes out and you get it on TV, Claudia. I wouldn't spend money. We're very fortunate to have movie passes, so it was okay. Quite enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed the movie. I did. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy. You may love it. All right. Don't go by my review. You may love it. I, yeah, no. And it was rated 14A, I think. I'm thinking, yeah, no. That it was, yeah. No, I just no. Yeah, well, popcorn anyway, popcorn and iced tea. They don't serve beer at our theater. That would be really cool if they did. Beer and wine. Why not? I would really enjoy a glass of wine while I was watching the movie. Then I'd really feel like I was at home. Well, how was your weekend? Let's catch up a moment before we get into our reading, which is we've been slowly going through reflections on a philosophy. Those who have been here for this, we've read 26 pages. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because it starts on page 11. And the meat of it, like, is page 13. So we've read 13 pages. Hey, Bonnie. Really great you could make it, Georgia. Who else did I miss that popped in here late? Catherine. Great to see you guys. Love to hear how your weekend was. Anything exciting happen? We went to the show. What else did we do? We hung out. Did our call Saturday. It was great. Great call on tracking. You know, for those who are internet marketers, something you really got to pay attention to, tracking. I'll have the recording of that up soon. It was a great call, great attendance. I did a bit of work, did a lot of relaxing this weekend. I really did. I had a very unproductive Sunday, which was fine. Food, more snow. Well, we do have snow, so we've had shirt sleeve weather. And literally, seriously, don't even need a jacket. It's been 17, 18 degrees here, which is fairly warm in Celsius. And woke up this morning. It started to get cold yesterday, but the snow started last night. And when I got up this morning, everything was white. I'm not sure how much snow there is. I didn't check. I didn't look. There's enough to cover everything, and it all looks pretty again because it was looking pretty. What'll happen is this snow will melt and everything under it will be green. Unfortunately, some of our trees, well, we might be okay. Maybe they haven't actually started to bloom, but most of our bushes and trees had already started to bud. And when if we get frost, snow is okay. The snow is all right. I think we're okay so far. If we get the deep freeze, it will really hurt the plants, but that's okay. Your computer mouse would not wake up. Well, you know what? Yesterday, I have to tell you guys, sometimes I can be really pretty. Like when I walked into the door, some of you know my story. You were here Friday and you heard my story of walking into the door, and it really still hurts, okay? Right above my right eye, closer to the middle than to the inside of my eye, right on the crest of that bone there. Oh, does it hurt today? It hurts more today than it has all weekend. The swelling is pretty much gone now, but it didn't bruise, but it feels bruised. So it's like a deep bruise. I suspect in a couple days there will be a bruise come to the surface. I hit it hard. Anyways, it's kind of funny. Every time I touch it, every time I think about it, I have a bit of a headache right there. It hurts. So every time I think about it, it just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh. I crack up. I just crack up. I just think who else, and we were in the same store someday on the weekend. I don't remember when, but we were in there. Must have been Saturday after the movie. And I come walking out and Dawn says, see, that's exactly where the door was. And I looked at it and I thought, that's exactly where the door was. No, what happened, Bonnie, is that I was walking out of the fridge. I picked up a couple bottles of wine, and one of my favorite wines was on sale for $7 a bottle off. So instead of $18 a bottle, it was only $11. And yes, you guys are sitting there going, $18 a bottle? You don't even want to know what we pay for alcohol in Canada. Anyways, it was on for $11. I was quite excited. So the door was open, and as I walked out, I turned to see that Dawn was coming as well, and I said, I'm really excited. My Ocean Bay is on sale, or my Oyster Bay is on sale. I grabbed a couple bottles and turned to walk out, and the door was right there, and I walked right into the corner of it because I was just turning away from talking to Dawn and ready to walk out. It was, just not paying attention, but that will never happen again. When I saw the door yesterday, it was like, or Saturday, it was like, oh, I remember you. So, want to ask you guys again, are you enjoying this? It's a little different twist on everything we've been talking about, isn't it? Just a little. He spoke very proper English, or at least he wrote very proper English, Dr. Shaklee did. So he would have been in this, he wrote this in 73, that's when it was published. I'm not sure how old he was in 73. I'm guessing he was in his 70s. I'll have to look and see if it actually, anywhere in here, if it refers to his age. I kind of thought it did somewhere. Somewhere I know that. Anyway, we are on part 3, the birthplace of success. We have so far discussed thought. I would suspect, Dawn, that you are right, that he was a very proper gentleman. The kind you see on Downton Abbey, if you watch Downton Abbey, you watch any British shows, the proper English. I suspect he was very, very proper, but simple. It's not like he was an aristocrat or anything. He was just a very proper gentleman. And he spoke, I'm sure he spoke the way he wrote, I'm sure. I've heard him speak. There is a video up there of him talking about his stuff. He was an amazing man. I wish I had known him. I certainly know of him through his company. Pardon me. See, it just goes to show I haven't talked much today, and so my voice is good for a while, and then it gets dried out. My loving husband down there, I would love a fresh coffee and a glass of water, please. My cough is getting better. It's loosening up. Everything is, I can't tell you that it was, really I was only sick for a few days. Lost my voice was really the main thing that caused me a problem because I couldn't talk. Other than that, I felt okay. I took care of myself. I'm a good little girl. Sometimes it did cause me to be a little disorganized. And I got some catching up to do. I'll be making a list of things to do and getting things done, because Don can tell you I'm a get things done kind of girl, and I just have to get in that frame of mind and I get things done. You guys know it. You've all experienced it. So we've talked about thought and then thoughtmanship. Now, thoughtmanship's a different word, isn't it? We talked about thought planning. We talked about the inner consciousness versus the inner consciousness and educated consciousness. And I really love that terminology. We have our inner consciousness and our educated consciousness, which is the consciousness that's, the active, the one that's making the decision based on observation, based on what we think we know. How many of you are really starting to understand that what we think we know, we really have no idea? I look at our grandchildren, especially the younger ones, and Peyton. Peyton is really evident of it. I think she's one of the first ones and Kaylee, I mean, all of them, but they are technology ready. But to watch the babies, whether they have access to it or not, they know exactly how everything works. I watch my grandson, he'll be 2 in May, so he's not 2 yet. And the last time I was with him at Wednesday lunch, he had my tablet, I think, or his mom's tablet or something, or my phone. And anyway, he knew how to find Netflix on the piece of equipment. He knew how to find it. He knew how to navigate it, meaning he knew how to get into Netflix, and he knew how to pick his movies to find what he wanted. He knew how to, when he was done with that, how to go back to the menu so he could pick another movie. When he first started playing with that technology, he would just push buttons. He would just put, and he learned very quickly that, oh, wait a minute, if I just push buttons, it ends everything, and Mom takes it away and resets it. I'm going to figure out how to reset it myself. It's a different mindset from birth, because if you buy into everything that we're learning from the law of attraction, which is obviously this message has been around since the beginning of time, what you think about, you bring about, and we are the leading edge of thought. So every child being born today is being born from the leading edge of thought. They're being born with access to all thought, because that's where they came from. There you go. Barbara's 10-year-old granddaughter set up her laptop for her. I think it's exciting, and it's really, really funny, because so we have 3 grandchildren all around the same age, and I hope you're okay with just a kind of a little discussion here, because I think it's important to really understand all this. Where we are, watching little children really makes it evident. So we have 3 grandchildren all around the same age. And it's interesting because their parents are very different. So we have urbanites. That would be my daughter. I'd call her an urbanite. And she has a lot of technology, and Bennett's always had access to technology, and he knows how to maneuver and get where he wants to get with the technology. Then we have Dawn's daughter, who's they're somewhat urbanites, very much country people. Okay, they're down to earth, really earthy. However, they do have a TV, they do have technology, they do have computers, they do have a phone, but they have an iPad. That, you know, there's things that they have. So the children have access to that. They don't have as much access to it as Bennett. However, I'll get to my point here. Then we have my son and his wife, and they're urbanites that are really earthy, down to earth. She's very earthy, down to earth. My son doesn't. He's he's into technology. He's fine, but he's good either way. And so she would rather that the children do not have access to technology. So how do you think all three of them rate on using my cell phone when we were all together that weekend? Just curious. How do you think they all ranked using my phone? I'm going to tell you something. They all ranked the same. They all knew how to use it. They didn't need access to it. I showed it to them once. They knew how to use it. Unbelievable. Evidence. It's everywhere if you look for it. Right? And I love this quote from Jimmy Carter. We come not a melting pot, but a beautiful mosaic. Different people, different beliefs, different yearnings, different hopes, different dreams. And isn't that evident here? We're all of a similar mind. We all come from the same place. We're all of a similar mind. We are all working toward understanding the fact that what we think we bring about, what we think we are, anything that's going on in this pretty little brain of ours is ours. It's our creation. And we come here knowing that, and we experience things that beat that out of us, shall we say. So we forget, because the experience we're seeing and observing is in contradiction to what we know. But we see it so much that it becomes habit. Does that make sense? You know, people wonder, well, I didn't ask for this experience as a child. I had no control over that. And in some ways that is true, but the truthness of it is that you were born into an experience, and the experience happened so much that it became the habit. And you believed it. A belief is a thought you keep thinking, and so you kept having these thoughts that kept coming from the experience that you were having. Well, you know, Lynn, we could have a whole discussion on reincarnation, what that is to you. Do you believe in the law of attraction, and that what you think about, do you believe we're the leading edge of thought? Do you believe that we're a source, that we never die? Do you believe that? Then is that reincarnation to you? Reincarnation is, I don't know, more of a religious term, right? To me, that's reincarnation. You don't ever die, though, is the whole thing. You don't ever die. There is no such thing as death. Let's read just a little bit from Birthplace of Success. Let's get started on this book today, shall we? What a great session this morning. Are you feeling the energy? Yes. I hope you are. You guys are amazing. I think what I love the most is that you're all, like me, working to be the best you can be all the time, I guess. That's I don't even know how to describe it in words, but I know that we're all here for the same purpose, to understand how thoughts create our life and how we can get control of those thoughts all the time. That's what we're practicing. We're practicing conscious thinking, educated thinking. And we do that by listening to our inner consciousness, by connecting, reconnecting. We don't look back on our lives with regrets. We don't look back on our lives with anything other than You know, what were the lessons I learned? Look at the magic I created. Look at the magic I created. Whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, you created it by focusing on the things that were going on in your life. Doesn't mean it was your fault. You got to get that. And the minute that you get that, you can understand the magic that you can create now that you consciously know this. Does that make sense? We're learning to think with our hearts. That's right. Without judgment. That's a big one. And with love. I don't know if you figured this out yet, but love is the answer to everything. The birthplace of success. If you're following along with this book, and I have a link to it on the website, it says it's $46. I mean, seriously, guys, this is a little book, but I'll tell you, I would probably pay $46 to have it. I'm sure if you search online, you can find it. Highly recommend it. We're on page 27. Oh, thank you, my love. Look at this, man. Oh, and this is Elise's favorite character, or at least it was for a while. It probably isn't now. They changed so fast. Birthplace of success. The birthplace of success is in your inner consciousness. Oh, what a surprise. But you must plant the thought seed. Our inner consciousness is no respecter of person. Plant the seeds of failure, and failure will be expressed. Plant the seeds of success, and success is assured. All of the facts presented thus far have been given to you for the purpose of harmonizing your thoughts with life's success plan. We know that the birthplace of success is in our inner consciousness. We also know that the surest road to success is through the application of thoughtmanship. In this message, I will set before you the truth concerning the key to success. That key will open the door to success. I cannot give you that success, for that is beyond my power. Everyone must earn it himself. But I can give you a thorough understanding of thoughtmanship. And through the knowledge and its application to life, there is nothing to prevent you from becoming the success you have always longed to be. Oh, breathe that in for a moment, will you? While I take a sip of this wonderful coffee. Oh, smell. Can you smell? Won't it be nice when I can actually do that? Let's see, can you see it? Oh, yeah, there's the coffee. Oh, I can have a sip. Wow. You stand at the doorway of life's treasure vaults. Those treasures are yours for the taking. Don't stand outside looking in. Just wishing yourself inside will afford you nothing. Wishful thinking will get you nowhere. You must determine to use thoughtmanship in building your success. Success is not made up of what you hope for, but of what you create. Ooh. Success is not made up of what you hope for, but of what you create. The price of success is just one thought after another. What do you think? How's that cost? How's that price for you? One thought after another. If you indulge in careless, wishful thinking, you will express a careless, disorganized life. What you think, you look. What you think, you do. What you think you are. You have an intelligence with which to control your thoughts. And you are the ruling master over the process of mind. So you must direct the production of creative thoughts. Whew. Of course, you are dependent upon your inner consciousness for the expression of life. But you direct that expression of life. Are you going to continue looking for and taking advantage of every break? Don't. To do so would be dependent upon chance. Don't just let things happen to happen. Make them happen. Life may be influenced by chance if we allow it, but it need not be so affected. There is no need to gamble with our future life. Gambling in any form is non-productive. Gambling is a product of wishful thinking and cannot be transmuted into productive physical expression. If you are a gambler, you are not directing your process of mind in the production of creative thought. You are staking your future on the turn of a card. You become a mere puppet of fate, with all the disappointments of such a fate awaiting you. Your business, your home life, and your very existence must suffer from such a fate. There is no surer way to failure than over such a road. I know, I'm going to read one more section here. It is a common theory that life is a gamble, nothing ventured, nothing gained. But there is a great deal of difference between a venture and a gambler. A venture in business is similar to a carefully laid plan. It may be a risky one, but it should be one in which the possibility of loss has been weighed against possible profits and in which the individual involved has proceeded according to plan. When a venture goes beyond a carefully laid plan, it becomes a gamble. Life is a venture and should be planned with utmost care. Thoughts are required to construct a plan, so the process of mind should be used in the production of creative thoughts. To allow your venture in life to go beyond your carefully constructed plan and become a gamble is to acknowledge your weaknesses. You're either ignorant of necessity of such a plan or just plain lazy. Harsh words, but true ones. We'll stop there for today. Wow. Did that kind of hit a nerve for anyone there today? We're going to do our money meditation today, if I can find it, since this whole chapter is on success. I suspect I'll have a voice when we get back to, whoops, wrong place. Did this hit a nerve for any of you, or not even hit a nerve? Did you have any aha moments from this page and a half about directing your life, about being an active director? Is that not what Abraham talks about? Is that not what everything we're doing here talks about? I'm going to grab that link. Hey. So I hope you are really taking these words in carefully. I hope you'll let them absorb while we do our 15 minutes of meditation. So for those of you who are fairly new to our morning motivator, we're going to sit back for 15 minutes. Just be comfortable wherever you are. You're going to breathe in to 3 beats of the music, and then you're going to exhale to 5 beats. So it's an 8-beat rhythm, but you're going to breathe into 3 of them, and it is a 3-5 beat. You'll catch the beat because Esther will say breathe in, and when she does, listen to the beat. And then she'll say breathe out, and you'll catch that first beat. So if you just catch the beat in time, your breathing will be in perfect rhythm. We'll meet back here in 15.
We are going to stand for a while in your physical shoes and speak words that are of greatest advantage to you. Breathe in, breathe out. We want to help you find the vibrational stance to allow financial abundance to flow into your personal experience. Breathe in, breathe out. The stream of abundance flows generously, and it is right and it is time for you to receive your share. This will not be difficult for you to do, and it will not take much time, because you are already well along the way. Breathe in, breathe out. There is power in the words that you are hearing, and in time your resistance will subside and your allowing will begin. As your resistance is replaced with allowing, as doubt is replaced with belief, your abundance will become evident. Breathe in, breathe out. Our words will help you to shift your feeling about money from worry or concern to eagerness and fun. Breathe in, breathe out. When that emotional shift occurs, immediate financial manifestations will be the evidence of that shift. Breathe in, breathe out. If we can convince you that the path to financial abundance is simply an emotional path, with each hearing of these words, you will breathe out more resistance, and your feelings will improve. Breathe in, breathe out. Your work is not one of action. There are no courses to complete. There are no requirements for you to meet. Just a comfortable and gradual rediscovery of your natural state of relief and of ease and of well-being. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are never deprived when someone else gains, because abundance expands proportionately to match desires. Breathe in. Breathe out. When the success of another makes your heart sing, your resistance is gone and your own success soars. Breathe in. Breathe out. The fastest way to get to an improved financial condition is to look for pleasing things that you already have. For in the seeking and finding of that which is working, more success will come, and it will come quickly. Breathe in, breathe out. While your life will continue to call more abundance to you, the majority of that work is already done. And now, with far less effort than you have been believing, your financial condition is about to improve. Breathe in. Breathe out. Financial abundance does not occur in one's life because of hard work, or good luck, or favoritism. Financial abundance is simply the universe's response to consistent thoughts and feelings of abundance. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you are able to accomplish the feeling of abundance before the evidence has shown itself to you, the evidence must come and will continue to come as long as you maintain the feeling of abundance. Breathe in. Breathe out. Anytime you are feeling good, no matter the reason, you are accomplishing the feeling of abundance. Breathe in. Breathe out. In your absence of resistance, everything that you have asked for is making its way right to you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Each time you focus upon these words, your resistance becomes smaller and your allowance becomes greater. With each passing day, your vibrational point of attraction will change until there will be an obvious tipping point. Breathe in. Breathe out. For a while, the only evidence of your financial progress will be your improved emotional state of being. And if you will let that be enough, taking no score of financial progress, the financial improvement will show up. Breathe in. Breathe out. We are so pleased to have this opportunity to express to you our appreciation for all that you are. we want to let you know that it is our absolute promise to you that the abundance you seek is coming. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are doing extremely well. Abundance is flowing to you. Relax and enjoy the unfolding. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel appreciation for what is and eagerness for what is coming. There is great love here for you. Breathe in. For the next few minutes, letting the music guide you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
Great to see you. Yeah, most refreshing 15 minutes you can ever spend is 15 minutes with Esther. All kind of magical, isn't it? I'm really enjoying this book, Reflections on a Philosophy. I'm enjoying this section on birthplace of success. And success is not made up of what you hope for, but what you create. How do you create it? By thinking about nothing else. And by responding to the ideas that come to you that take you to that goal. Not ideas that take you away from it, ideas that take you right to that goal. And how do you know? You know. Right? Those of you who've been there, when you're in that place, where you're connected and you're feeling really good and you're really focused on your goal, on what you want, on your dream, on that, whatever that big thing is for you, when there's nothing that can take your focus away, you think about it day and night, and you start getting ideas of things that will help you get there. You have to live it, eat it, drink it, breathe it, think nothing else about it but it. Now, what you cannot and must not do is keep track along the way. And there lies the problem, because you're too busy looking at today and where you are. You're looking at the progress or lack of it. You're focusing on what's happening right now instead of where you're going to be when you get there. And the secret to all of this, you all know the secret, right? It's right here. You have to play the games in this book. You have to practice thoughtmanship. You have to practice creation. You have to practice thinking on purpose. You have to recognize, number one, that you're not thinking on purpose. And then you just have to find some way to think on purpose. So you got to remember to play the games. Why don't we play the games? I don't know. Does anybody know? Can you all tell me how come? Okay, Dawn, you're excused because you're new to our call. I think you went and got the book. Did you not? Did you get the book? Who here has this book? Joseph may not. He's fairly new to our group. Yeah, pretty awesome book. Start reading it from the beginning, Dawn. Start reading it from the beginning. Like, you got to read the book. You have to understand your emotions. Eileen, get this book. It's going to cost you $10. Less. Go on Amazon. Get the book. Unless Eileen, your life is exactly where you want it to be right now. Okay, this is, you know, right here, tough love. Where did he say that? This is tough. Oh, you are either ignorant of the necessity of such a plan, or you're just plain lazy. Harsh words, but true ones. Life is a venture and should be planned with utmost care. Thoughts are required to construct a plan. So the process of mind should be used in the production of creative thoughts. Not on what is, not focused on where things are going. Well, it's just a fact of life. This is happening, so this is where it's going. 15 bucks at Book a Million. I'm asking it is given is, I think, I have a copy of it. In Canada, no, they don't have the price on it. Oh, there it is. 15 bucks. US and Canada, 15 bucks on the bookshelf, okay? You can get it on Amazon for a lot less. This is the paperback copy. Because, I mean, unless life is exactly where you want it to be right now, what we're doing here is we've decided to, we're going to follow Dr. Shaklee's words here and his advice. And we're going to work to use our thoughts to construct a plan. We're going to use our process of mind to produce creative thoughts. We're going to learn to use our process of mind. We're going to use our brain to think creative thoughts. We're not going to continue thinking about all those things we don't like in our lives, or the things that aren't going right, or why that should be a different way. We need to work on thinking on purpose all the time, every day, in every way. Practice, practice, practice. Don't beat yourself up when you don't do it, when you fall back into old patterns. It's okay. But the only thing is that at this point, Once you know something, you can't unknow it. Once you recognize that you're somewhere you don't want to be, whose job is it to get you out of there? Okay, so number one, you got to recognize, oh, damn, there I go down that rabbit hole again. God help me, catch me quick. Somebody catch me. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, right. Right. There's all these things I can do. There's all these exercises I can do. There's these games I can play to raise my vibration a little bit. You know, for me, I go to Dawn and say, distract me. I need a distraction right now. I need something. I need to breathe. I need to breathe first, and then I pick up my book and look through it and go, yeah, right, right. And I find something that reminds me that me, not you, not my husband, not my children, nobody else out there but me can change the way I think, which can change the way I feel. And once you know that, you can't unknow it, and you all know it. Yes? I just want to know, do y'all really know that? That nobody else there can make you feel anything? You have control of that. Only you. And the only way to do it is by changing the thoughts you're thinking on purpose. Well, I can't stop thinking about so-and-so. I can't stop thinking about what's right there in front of my freaking face. What am I supposed to do? Stop looking at it. Yes, you can stop thinking about it. You can look at it differently. In all ways. This is your job. This is no one else's job. Today's affirmation from our Journal of Thoughts is, I open my consciousness to the expansion of life. So number one, you need to understand that the only person who can change the way you feel is you. The only person who can change the thoughts that are rolling around in your head is you. And you do it by practicing. You play the silly games. You know, you're either going to go back to E squared, which was like so much fun, seriously, okay? How much fun can you get playing the games in here that create miracles? And what's wrong with, you know, yesterday I posted on Facebook that I was feeling very unproductive and that it was perfectly okay to be unproductive. I was okay with it. I needed an unproductive day, so I had an unproductive day. I took it off. It was great. We just hung out. I did whatever I wanted to do. E cubed took E squared to a whole new level. Just playing games. Just playing games. Learn about your emotional scale. Play these games. Virtual reality. I think we're going to leave this one until tomorrow. Every thought that feels bad is bad. Every thought that feels bad is bad. Worrisome or thrilling, your visualizations are matched. Oh, it is also much fun, Dawn. And you know what? I'm excited for you, Dawn, because you're new to all this. You've not been introduced to Ask It. It is given before, and most of everyone here is quite familiar with it, and they just forget about it. Am I right, guys? Bonnie, Claudia, Jenny, Catherine, Eileen, Margaret, Lynn, Mary, Robin, Sid, you guys have been here as we've read this whole book, and for some reason you sometimes forget to play the games. You forget that there are strategies, that there are tools there to help you through any situation you're in. And I do mean any, because you just need to decide to do it. Sometimes that can be difficult, because sometimes you're in a place where you just don't freaking feel like it, okay? I don't feel like playing a game right now. That's what I say to that. There have been times in my life recently when I didn't feel like playing games, and Dawn said, Jan, you need to play some games. You need to listen to things. And I said, I am. It's not working. Keep doing it, he said. And I did. And it worked. It works every time. It works every time. Rampage of Appreciation is probably one of the ones that you need to master because you can use it anytime. Anytime, anywhere, you can stop and look around you and think of things you're appreciative of. You could be in the middle of a catastrophe. You could be in the middle of a conversation with someone you can't stand. You could be in the middle of an event that is really not going the way you want it to go, and you can stop at any moment and take a breath and turn your mind off what's happening. And think about the things you're grateful for. It is one of the best. However, most of you forget to play it. Now, Claudia can show you evidence of how changing what she's focused on, because that's what you're doing. You're taking your thoughts away from reality. And no, this isn't sticking your hand in the sand at all. What it is when you can take your thoughts away from reality and you can put your thoughts on the things you really want, on the joyful, loving things, all of a sudden, a plan of action will come to you that you can follow that will help you achieve those goals. It will help you create a plan of action to change the situation you're in. Does that make sense to everyone? Doesn't mean it's going to happen right now, although sometimes it does. But I know that for anyone who's been playing these games these last few years, I'm going to have to look and see when we did the first Ask and It Is Given, because that's when things really started to change for us, when we started to play these games that gave us strategies to change our thinking. Because when you change your thinking, you change everything. You. Nobody else. Somebody out there pisses you off. It's not their job to unpiss you off. You're pissed off because you're thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. But they pissed me off, so it's not about you. The being pissed off is because you're taking on something that's not yours to take on. Approach things from a state of love and joy. Sounds romantic, and it is. Who's open for that today? To approach everything from a state of love and joy. Hi, Suzanne. To focus on the good in everything. When things don't go right, where can you find something that's right in it? Isn't it wonderful that this is happening? If things didn't go exactly the way you planned them this weekend, let it go. What's your week going to look like? What do you want today to look like? What do you want the next hour to look like? What do you want the next 5 minutes to look like? Think about that. That's a lot to think about today, yes? Have you all had a lot to think about today? Are you feeling pretty darn good? Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit about directing your imagination as we continue through reflections on a philosophy. Words of a very wise man, Dr. Forrest C. Shaklee Sr., the founder of one of the first network marketing companies in the world. You know, and his philosophy is still part of that company today. There you go. Joseph is feeling really good. He had a great time this spent. Awesome. All right, let's end our day on a positive note with some positive music. What do I have here? Something to get you. I got to go get some of my movies back. Here we go. I love this movie with Meryl Streep. I think she's an awesome actress, and this is just a funny scene. My voice is done. A funny scene from Mamma Mia. See you guys back tomorrow. Make today your best day ever, simply by making it your best day ever. Put a smile on your face and approach everything you do with a smile on your face. Love you guys.